It's the Star Wars Imperial troop transporter that you put together. Batteries not included. Stormtroopers sold separately.
What's that?
It's my troop transporter. It makes 5 more sounds, too.
R2-D2, where are you?
There's the laser cannon, stun gun, and stormtrooper.
Did he say that?
Oh, Dad.
Star Wars Imperial troop transporter. Stormtroopers sold separately. New from Kenner.
Hello, my Padawans. Good evening. How's everybody doing? I'm going to review the Imperial troop transport from the Micro Galaxy Squadron collection. Now, this is Series 1. Yeah, I'm a little late on this. This is the launch edition. The commercial that I just showed you was the toy that came out in the 80s. That was never in the movies. But they did make the toy. Kenner made the toy. And it's a troop transport. It's a stormtrooper vehicle where, you know, everybody gets into the vehicle and they transport all the troopers to wherever they're going. The toy was released again. Unfortunately, I never had the toy. So 40 years later, I do get to own it. Now there's 2 versions of this toy. There's the vintage collection, which is the larger toy, but this is the Micro Galaxy Squadron toy. And I say toy because it is a toy. It's not a collectible resell. You're not gonna make money on this. This is not something that you're supposed to collect and keep forever in the box. It's something you're supposed to enjoy and open. Okay? I mean, that's the way I think about collecting. Sometimes you keep stuff in the box. Sometimes you open it just to enjoy it, because you do want to look at the toy in 360, and you want to look at the features, and it's fun. It's just fun to have the toy, you know? Now, again, the original, as seen in the commercial, they did make the commercial. They released the toy. Now, the original toy from the 80s, I think it was going to be in The Empire Strikes Back in the movie. And it had sounds, so that was pretty cool. It had sounds. This one doesn't have sounds. Also, the Legacy Vintage Collection one doesn't have sounds, but it's fine. So let's look at this. This is Imperial Troop Transport. This is the launch edition. Now, you can get these easy. They're not that hard to get. They're not in production anymore. I know that. So they're gonna be like in a year or two. They're gonna be hard to get. I mean, at least in good shape. You know, in a good box. If you're like one of those sort of collectors that want to keep stuff in the box, you're not gonna find mint condition boxes. Okay, this one is prime, pristine, beautiful condition. But I'm gonna open it for the review. It comes with 2 stormtroopers, as you can see right there. 2 stormtroopers. Let's look at the artwork. Awesome artwork. And let's look at the back. 360 turret, 90-degree opening, and 90-degree hatch door, front hatch door. And then it comes with the collectible card that you're supposed to cut out with scissors. But you know what? I just throw away the box. This is dumb. I mean, it's not really a card. It's just the backing of the box, man. You know, they should have come with a real card. But the toy itself, we're gonna look at it right now. This is number 0019 out of the collection. Now, if you're like a collector that wants to save some space, you know, I recommend going with the Micro Galaxy Squadron. Because if you like vehicles, but you want them to be like smaller scale, you know, you don't want to have these huge vehicles in your display. I suggest you get the Micro Galaxy Squadron. So another thing is that, well, let's open it up. Let's open it up first. Let me pause it. All right, here's the opened Imperial 2 transport, and it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Okay, now the first time you see this transport is in Rebels, I think the animated show, with Ezra and the Rebels, Hera, and you got Tarkin in the show, and it's an animated 3D show on Disney Plus, and this is the first time you see the vehicle there. And then there's a scene in The Mandalorian where it's a live action. For the first time, we see it in The Mandalorian live action. It's very short. It's a very short scene. It's where there's a scene where in The Mandalorian when the troop transport comes in, it does float. It's supposed to float, okay? But this one has wheels on the bottom. So it sort of seems like it's floating, kind of like the land speeder. And in the scene, they just come in and all the stormtroopers come out. There's like 20 stormtroopers. So this is supposed to carry... all right, so you got 3 on this side. So that's 6 stormtroopers on each side. Each door, entrance here. Couple of pilots. Maybe, 10 stormtroopers in the back. I think this is amazing. I think this is incredible, the way it's done. Again, it doesn't have the electronic features like the Kenner 1980s one, but it's okay, And let's look at some of the things that it can do. It's very limited. It can run, like I said, it can run on wheels. It runs on wheels, so that's pretty cool. It's not like it's gonna run on dirt or anything like that, but it's cool. So the only thing that I don't like about this set is that it only comes with 2 stormtroopers. All right, you only get 2 stormtroopers, and that's not cool, bro. That's just not cool. All right, I mean, what are you gonna do with 2 stormtroopers, bro? And this stormtrooper looks like he has sunglasses on. What the hell, man? It's not a very good stormtrooper, but doesn't matter. They're just stormtroopers, right? So it only comes with 2, so that kind of blows. Let's stand them up over here. See if we can stand them up over here. All right, there they are, right there, the 2 stormtroopers. Now, some of the things that, again, this has no batteries, no sound. It's a small vehicle, but one of the things, and okay, look, the doors are not open in the front, which kind of blows, but it's cool. It's you're saving instead of buying the one from the vintage collection, which is very large, and I've never done a review on that one because I really like this. I really like this micro collection because it just saves you space. The turret, is 360. As it says in the gun, it's 360. That's cool. And you got a couple of laser guns in the front. You got the windows right there, kind of cleared through plastic. Looks cool. And then you got all the compartments where they can, where the troopers can stand outside of the vehicle. So you can put 3 stormtroopers on this side and three stormtroopers on this side, and the doors open pretty quick, just in case you have to deploy. You're in, you have to be quick. They're all standing right there, and they got to open up and let's go get the rebels. And the other thing that this part in the back is supposed to open. It does open in the Mandalorian show, but in the toy it doesn't open. It only has like some I think this is holding some sort of weapon, or I don't know exactly what that is. It's just some decoration. It has, the paint job is very well done. All right, it has all these details, you know, like the red paint right there, the white paint. Over here, it has a wash. It has like the paint is wash. You know, the gray, a lot of grays with the browns, and it looks very like, you know, it looks like it's been on a couple of missions. You know, it looks like it's a battle damage. I just call it battle damage. It was one of the things that you can do is open this lid right here, and here you got the pilot area. Okay, you got where the pilots are at, the control room right there. And yeah, you can fit a couple of stormtroopers in there, maybe couple of stormtroopers are the drivers, and then so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10. So you can close that up. I mean, this is what I don't like about this set, bro. It should include about 10 stormtroopers. Now the other thing that it has, the top opens up. Okay, and here you have more room for more stormtroopers to hang out. And I guess you got a couple of seats in here, right? You can see a couple of seats. And over here you got a couple more. Okay, so what? Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. Okay, but then, you know, they're also standing up, so you could have a total of like 20 stormtroopers in here. As I seen in the Mandalorian scene. So it's pretty cool, man. It's a cool vehicle. I mean, compared to if you're gonna compare it to the one from the 80s, 70s or 80s, I think it was 79 or 1980. I'm not sure about the commercial, the exact date on the commercial, but it could have been 79 or 1980 with The Empire Strikes Back. And again, this vehicle was a concept design from Ralph McQuarrie when they were, you know, preparing for the Empire, for, you know, so this was only drawn and painted on paper. And Dave Filoni, you know, the guy that made the Clone Wars and Rebels and all that stuff, Mandalorian, you know, with Jon Favreau, they decided to bring it back and actually show it on screen. So that's why you have it on Rebels, and then you have it on the Mandalorian. I haven't seen it on any other places yet, like any other TV shows. I don't think it was in Ahsoka. Well, it couldn't have, because, you know, with Ahsoka you don't have the Empire yet. But let's put in some stormtroopers over here. See how? Oh, there's one, and there's the other guy. So that's as much as you can do. You know, again, this one comes with a weapon, so that's pretty cool. You know, this one comes with his laser blaster. Not bad. And the other one doesn't. So I really have to give it to Jazzwares. Jazzwares is the company that makes these. And they only have released one version of this. I haven't seen any other versions of the Imperial troop transport. But the design itself is just hell, it's cool, man. It is very 70s science fiction style TV show, you know, like one of those TV 1970 sci-fi shows. It is very cool, man. It's very cool. And you might need, you know, if you're like really, really big into the Empire, which I'm not. I'm more into the light side and the Jedi. But if you were like really into the Empire, I guess you could buy like 3 or 4. And then that way you have like 6 stormtroopers or 8 stormtroopers if you bought 4. But I think 1 is enough. And I wish they would come out with the with the stormtroopers by themselves, like in a on a baggie or something. Like you could buy the stormtroopers individually, but it's okay. You know, I mean, it kind of sucks that I don't have enough stormtroopers for the review, but that's, I mean, whatever, bro. It's cool. So let me know what you guys think about the Imperial Troop Transport, the history. I think for me, the history is the most amazing. You know, how it started from paper to concept design to being a toy first at Kenner, to then being in an animated show, and then in The Mandalorian. The one in The Mandalorian was a 3D model. It was a CGI vehicle. All right, I don't think it was a real life-size troop transport. You know, you could kind of tell it was not, you know, full-size, huge, realistic model. It looked like it was CGI, but that's okay. You know, a lot of in The Mandalorian they use a lot of CGI, and it kind of, I don't know, it kind of looked okay. So Imperial Troop Transport, you know, it transports the stormtroopers to the war zone, wherever there's an attack by the rebels, probably Ezra or Hera, you know, kicking ass, or Sabine, and so they, you know, they got to get there quick. And again, I think you could carry 20 stormtroopers in one of these if you had, you know, if you really had to. I hope you enjoyed the review, my Padawans, and may the Force be with you. Good night.